Welcome to Hedwigs Army. Hosted and produced by Josh Clayton and Trevor Feldman.
I solemnly swear that I'm up to no good.
Welcome to Hedwigs Army. I'm Josh.
And I'm Trevor.
And this week we will be discussing Chapter 11.
Quidditch.
Yes, sir. But before we get into that, let's get started with some HP news from the previous week. I have two stories to go through here. The first one started earlier this week and was resolved later in the week. If you have not heard, Matthew Lewis, who played Neville Longbottom in the Harry Potter movies, he lost his wallet or had it stolen. I'm going to read straight from his tweet.
Such bushy eyebrows.
Yeah, he does have some bushy eyebrows.
He's got me beat, and I got some pretty bushy eyebrows.
And like very thin facial hair. But so directly from his Twitter, he wrote, "Yo, if you stole my wallet in East London yesterday, or even if you just found it, it's yours. Keep it, have the money, the cards, the lot. But the note from my wife engraved on a piece of metal, if you can post that to the address on the driving license, I'd call it even. Please." So basically, all he wants, he can keep all the money and everything. He only wants the note, the sentimental note from his wife that was put on a piece of metal.
You know what's funny
really
though?
nice.
Like, what if there's like no money in there? Right? Like, there's like maybe $2 or something, right?
Well, the cards and stuff. I mean, people will scam those off before he gets them shut down.
He probably canceled the cards. He's like, yeah, let me just cancel the card real quick.
Yeah.
Because you said that like it started earlier in the week, and then by the end of the week, it was all resolved and stuff. So I'm assuming like in those couple of days, he's like, all right, I'm getting kind of nervous.
Right. I'm sure somebody scammed a little bit out of it though. Maybe or could have. I don't think they did based on the result, which we'll talk about, but they could have. But yeah, so basically all he wanted was the note from his wife, which is it's cutely
really cute.
sentimental, and but he got much more than that.
I kind of want to know what the note says.
Yeah,
I mean, but
personal, I'm sure.
Like, oh, I love you, baby. You're the best person ever, or something.
Well,
like that.
I don't know. Who knows what it could be? But it was put on a piece of metal, so it's probably a little more like, not just mushy. It's probably legitimate. I don't know though, but we got later on January 25th, a little bit later this in the week here, we got another tweet from him, which says, "Wow, you guys are dope. Really humbled by this response. That got more pickup than any of my Brexit material. And guess what I have? My wallet. I did not expect that to happen. I owe you all a debt of gratitude. I can't thank you all enough. You're amazing. This is a good day." So it resolves by him getting his wallet back, which is amazing. I mean, how often can you lose your wallet or have it stolen or whatever and then actually get it sent back to you?
Well, I mean, my wife, she actually lost her phone in Walmart, and somebody dropped it off. So I mean,
we're talking about somebody like going out of their way to resend it back to him. It's probably got. I mean, sorry about that. They might not know who he is, but I mean, based on his wallet, they probably know he's probably. I mean, I don't know what's in his wallet. They could probably guess that he's a little more. I mean, if they have him on Twitter and saw that, they probably know who he is. And for them to go out of their way and do it, instead of like, oh, he's got enough money anyway,
Right.
So that's just nice to see. Feel good story to start off the day. And then our second story is just kind of a little thing here that was announced. I don't even know what day this was, but it was the top article, so it's probably recent, January 25th. What's today? 27th?
So the same day the wallet comes back and he tweets about it. Same day we get this news.
Get this release announced. The new Harry Potter book covers for The Prisoner of Azkaban are packed with Easter eggs.
Actually, I kind of want to see. Do they show pictures of them?
Yeah, right here. They do, actually. They play a little...
Oh, wow. That's actually...
Oh, that's going to make noise. I don't want to make noise. So, but I mean, you can see, it's really cool looking.
Wait, is that the Sorcerer's Stone right there? Philosopher's Stone?
Prisoner of Azkaban. They're all Prisoner of Azkaban.
Oh, it's only...
It's the only Prisoner of Azkaban. There's different... Here, let's play it real fast. Hopefully it doesn't... So you can see different.
Oh, it has...
They have one for each house, which is really cool.
That's
each house
actually...
color.
That's actually kind of cool. Oh, and the pages are like... Oh,
yeah,
that's
they have the pages
cool.
on us. So I'm gonna post a couple pictures on our Instagram. We're gonna get Instagram set up.
I kind of want a Ravenclaw one.
I believe we already have Instagram.
Go Ravenclaw!
Hedwigs Army, but stay tuned on our Twitter. We'll tweet out our Instagram name and stuff once we get it like fully set up. I believe I set one up a while ago, but I never used it. But we're gonna start using that, so we'll put that on Twitter. We'll put those on Twitter, and we'll put where you can. Let me see if I have a link to where you can get them. No, I guess just wherever. Pre-orders are now available through Bloomberry's house website. So we'll post the website as well on our Twitter and Instagram. So make sure to check out those. So you can see these new Harry Potter covers, and they come with Easter eggs. I'm not 100% sure what that means, but... Oh, I see, okay. So, so they come with literally little, like, packages with Easter eggs in them. So we will...
Oh,
they're
Easter eggs?
Yeah.
Oh.
So we'll post those pictures on our Instagram.
Wait, can I see the pictures real quick?
Oh, yeah, I don't want
No.
Oh, yeah.
Down there, they have the picture
I
right
can't
there.
bring it up any bigger. Maybe if I pull it up on Pinterest, which is where the pictures were derived from.
No.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that. Like I said, we'll put it on our Twitter, Instagram.
I actually like the ones that have like they're black and then they have the color because it kind of looks like the scarves, like the down side look like the scarves that they wear for Quidditch and stuff.
Yeah, because it's the house colors. Yeah.
When it's freezing cold.
Yeah, which I've also noted. We'll get into that. Don't worry about that.
Dear God, why would you do that? You're outside.
Yeah.
Like, we're about to have some really cold weather hit us.
Right.
And,
yeah. Well,
imagine them playing that in this weather.
yeah. Don't worry. We'll save it. I got things to say about it, too. Don't worry. We're going to plug this at the beginning and end of this episode, though, just so you guys have... Well, it'll be a little late by the time you hear this, but for today... But the plan is to do this going forward, hopefully. We're going to be doing live streams on Sunday after our podcast, where we're going to kind of... Huh?
I was joking. I said, ew, gross.
Yeah, we're going to try not to talk too much about the podcast we just did, because obviously we don't want to give away too much. But if you do tune in, you might get hints at what... Maybe with some of the things we had to discuss in the podcast. As well as we're going to be doing, like, quizzes. We're going to be doing... Trivial Pursuit, Yahoo Answers. We're going to go on there and answer some questions. Really, we're actually looking for ideas as well. So if you have any ideas of things you'd like to see us do Harry Potter related, I know, like, there's like a wand building app thing where you can like encode and make spells and stuff, which we're going to look into. Obviously, once, what's it called? The Wizards Unite comes out. Because Hogwarts Mystery, I don't really care to stream that. But once Wizards Unite comes out, the like AR version Pokemon game.
Did we figure out when that's supposed to come out?
No release date yet. I'll be streaming. I think for me for sure I'll be streaming the crap out of that.
It'll probably be later this year then if we still haven't heard anything probably.
Yeah, and
October,
also
November.
Yeah, and also coming out with that AR or that MMO game, the RPG game, the Harry Potter RPG. Right. So I'll be streaming that as well. So things like that, we're gonna find a bunch of different games and things like that.
Did we get an official confirmation on that yet?
No, but I'm pretty sure it's going to happen.
Yeah, because I know we talked about that
and of
last
course,
week.
Yeah. No official confirmation, but I'm sure it's going to happen. And of course, when we're in Universal, we'll be like streaming our experiences there and stuff. So if you want to find any of those, as of right now, I'm using my actual, like my regular gaming streaming account, which is Salty Vulture. Just like it sounds, Salty, one word, Salty Vulture. Again, we'll be posting that on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff, where you can find us to, I'll put it on our website as well, just a link so that you can follow it, stuff. But, we're going to set up cool things. I'll explain it more in the actual streams. But, like, we have, like, Birdie Box every flavor beans we'll be doing for each follow and things like that.
So eat some booger flavored.
Yeah, or some good flavored stuff. It'll be mixed. So we'll see.
Strawberry. Oh, thank God. I hope I get strawberry.
But yeah, I'll explain all of that on the stream. I'm not going to bore you guys now, but So just make sure to tune into that if you guys think that would be excitingly fun. Like I said, it'll be every Sunday, roughly every Sunday after we podcast. I can't guarantee every single Sunday at the moment because we're busy, like super busy all the time. But that's the plan.
Life decides to get in the way.
Yep, that's the plan right now. We're also gonna run out of like certain things to do, but
you guys are gonna get really bored. Didn't you guys do that quiz?
Yeah, no, we have plenty. We have plenty of different quizzes to do. Don't get me wrong, but my plan is to. I mean, I might even do if I can find things that if Trevor's not available, I'll do it, or if likewise. So, if he is available, we'll just do them together and stuff like that. So, anyways, let's stop boring you guys now. Let's get into the chapter. How about that? All right, let's do it. Let's get in. So this chapter, I mean, yeah,
it's literally as the name implies.
Yeah, like it's, I don't know, I think it's a little, like, there's not much hidden within these words, like we like to say. It's pretty straightforward with everything.
It's a little bit longer, though. It's a little bit longer.
See, I think it was a little bit shorter. Well, like for my notes and stuff, but we'll see. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the short summary here. So, winter came, meaning the Quidditch season was beginning. Harry was getting as much information on Quidditch as he could in anticipation of his first match. Snape confronts the trio and took away Harry's Quidditch book. Harry decided to go get his book back and went into Snape's classroom. Inside the classroom, he caught Filch bandaging Snape's leg that was injured. He went back and told Ron and Hermione what he saw. The next day, Harry went down to breakfast but was too nervous to eat anything. The Gryffindor Quidditch team went into the locker room and Oliver Wood gave a short speech. The team entered the field and the Quidditch match began. During the match, Harry's broom started jerking around on its own. Hagrid was the first to notice that his broom was acting funny, and Hermione figured out it must be a jinx. After seeing Snape muttering and staring at Harry, she heads across the field and lights Snape's cloak on fire to distract him. This allowed Harry to get back on his broom and proceed to catch the snitch in his mouth, winning Gryffindor the game. The trio head off to Hagrid's hut, where Hermione and Ron tell Harry that it was Snape. However, Hagrid defends Snape, and Hagrid lets it slip that he knows about Fluffy and that Nicholas Flamel is involved in what is being guarded. Wow, I cannot type. So many typing errors in there.
Is it sleep or is it slip?
Slip. I put they instead of the. I put what else? Yeah. What is stuff. Being? Yeah. There's a lot. I'm bad. Okay.
All right, let's just start off with the first really weird thing. Is it football that starts later? What sport starts really late?
Well, football starts.
Basketball, right? Basketball starts like
October, November, technically, yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's just like this. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, football starts in June or September.
Oh, okay.
Like
I was just thinking,
yeah.
Hey, actually, no, isn't the Pro Bowl today or tomorrow or something like that?
Yeah, but it's ending. So yeah, it does extend into winter. Football.
Which makes no sense.
However, this is after. We know this is after Halloween at least, so it's at least November.
It says in the chapter. It says in November.
Okay.
That the weather becomes extremely cold, kind of like we're experiencing right now.
Yeah.
Wish it would have been in November and not now, but it happens. It's so cold that Hagrid literally has to. I want to know. It says he defrosts the broomsticks.
Yeah.
How is he defrosting it?
Oh.
Because he can't technically use magic, right?
Yeah.
And if you use a fire next to
it, we know, catch it fire? But we know he uses magic. Like Dumbledore lets it slide.
Right, but
he has to. There's sometimes he has to use magic.
How bogus would it be? What if your broomstick's down there? I doubt you keep your broomstick down there. I'm assuming they're just if you don't have your own broomstick, you ride whatever broomstick they have there.
Yeah.
But what if he catches fire to one of them, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, but we know that there are
enraged. Did you do it? Did you do it?
Right? No, yeah, I'm sure there's certain heat warming spells. We know Dumbledore in book 6, after they cross the lake, Dumbledore, they're both soaking wet, and Dumbledore uses a spell to dry himself off, and then Harry's like shivering and chattering, and Dumbledore's like, "Oh, my bad," and uses the spell to dry him off. I'm sure there's that spell or something similar to that.
That's actually interesting. This chapter has a lot of spells involving fire or heat.
Yes. Which we're going to get into Harry or Hermione's famous flames here shortly.
Defrosting a broomstick, setting cloaks on fire. So it's like, wow, all right. Interesting.
This whole book, actually, because then you get to the Devil's Snare. And
you know what's really funny? Maybe it's setting up for the name of the next. Or wait. No. Never mind. Let's go
Goblet of Fire.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was going to set up for the next book. And then I'm like, wait. Trevor, come on, man. Remember. The next book is Chamber of Secrets.
Trevor's actually not really a Harry Potter fan.
No, I am.
What the hell? Stop making noises.
So the Quidditch season starts. I don't know why it starts in cold weather. I would always assume that you would be playing this during the summer, optimal conditions. Granted, you have to deal with rain, but you're not freezing to death.
Yeah, and I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I was saying, obviously, football goes into the winter season, and it's towards wrapping up. I mean, it ends in about March or February. I mean, but. You got to think. It's a couple of problems with this. One, first of all, football players have so much gear on. They're warm. They're fine. They're not getting freezing cold out there.
-30.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Sometimes they are, but I'm sure there are things, But Quidditch players, from what we see for a Quidditch outfit, it doesn't look very thick. It's a robe, some gloves. You don't see hats. I'm sure you can wear hats, but. There's not. It's not like they're all.
Actually, I think they do have to wear a helmet hat because of the bludgers.
The keeper does. The keeper does. Yeah.
It says in here at some point somebody actually gets hit, and I'm like.
No, yeah. What? I mean, I was looking up the outfits, and there's a reason. I'll tell you. We'll go over it later. But
so they don't get their head smashed.
Well, yeah. I mean, we'll go over it later. Why? But I was looking at the outfits. It did not. I don't think it's required to wear a helmet. Maybe the keeper can. Because if you watch the movies, which, Oliver Wood does not wear one, but Ron Weasley does later in the movies.
Which is weird.
Yeah. So I think it's just an option.
Maybe Oliver thought he was hot stuff.
Yeah. But also, it's bad enough that it's playing rain, but what if it starts hailing and you're in the air on brooms? You know what I mean? You're in the air.
Well, you're going to be feeling that in the morning.
Right. And the wind and the chilliness is always going to be worse when you're flying through the air. It makes no sense to start it. I mean... But you gotta be fair to think though. There's not a lot of time for them to have Quidditch season. We know Quidditch season based on if it's starting in November, and we know they have to play each house at least once. So 4 games plus is that it? Just 4 games. But we know it's extended. We know it's extended out through the year.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, when else would they really do it? Because from what is it?
Oh, right. They can't really do it in the summer.
From May to
August.
September 1st is when they go back to Hogwarts.
Right.
They're on summer holidays. So then you could start it right in September, but you don't want to be the first thing that kids, you want them to get acclimated. You want them to get their classes in order. You want them to get schedules set before you start bringing extracurricular. It happens with regular school too. So you could do it in October, but you're still going to run into that problem where it's going to be... So I guess I get it to a point, but I don't know. I still think there should be they could start it in August and then have I don't know.
You're not wrong.
I take it back. I take it back. Right, I think it's justified.
Fine. Well, we'll give it to him. Harry learns that he's going to have his first match. It's going to be against Slytherin.
Of course.
But because, he's obviously super new, he's super busy with the Quidditch practices. So Hermione's like, hey, I'll help you out. So she helps him with the homework. She even gave him a book. This is Quidditch Through the Ages, where he learns that and no joke, 700 700 different ways to commit a foul.
Right.
How do you remember 700?
And one day we're gonna hop on stream and we're just gonna start reading off every single name,
I need to actually get one of those books and like I hope it lists every.
You can get it on. I can get it right now if I want it on Kindle.
You might have to say that for a different episode.
Oh no, yeah, no, I'm not gonna care. We're gonna have a Quidditch episode eventually.
700 ways. How do you remember that? How does a referee, which happens to be Madam Hooch, remember? Like, oh yeah, they just committed a foul. Oh, they just committed a foul. Like that's insane.
That's probably why she only teaches Quidditch and roughs the Quidditch games, teaches flying and roughs the Quidditch games. That's all she does there. Yeah. That's probably why. It's because she's got to, stay on top of her A game and continuously study the fouls and stuff.
Right, yeah. We find out that Hermione is, being a little bit more friendly, so she's a little more lax on, rule breaking, less giving them crap about stuff. So much so, and here's where those blue flames come in. She makes a blue flame. And I believe she puts it in a bottle. A jar. She does. To keep them warm.
Yep.
Because it must be really cold.
Yeah, and I'm going to go over it later in the chapter. Actually, but I do have a little excerpt on the blue flames that Hermione...
Ooh, does it have...
It's kind of her go-to.
Ooh, does it have anything to do with Goblet of Fire? Because
no,
weren't the flames blue?
I don't know.
Or they turned blue, I think.
Yeah, I don't think it...
No, they were blue and they turned red.
Yeah, I think it's a different fire, but I can look it up because that is interesting.
Yeah, because as soon as I was reading, I was like, wait, Goblet of Fire.
Right.
Flames were blue and they turned red, like when it spit out of the name. So I was like, interesting. Huh. Never thought about that. So maybe it's like that spell, but like worked a little bit differently. They notice that Snape is limping because, they're walking the grounds, probably to class or something. And they see Snape's limping. And they're like, oh, I hope he doesn't notice us. Well, they're out of luck because he notices them, comes over, takes 5 points from Gryffindor because Harry has a book that's, he's not on the ground, like in the building. Castle itself, so he gives him crap for it, takes the points, takes the book, which is really
right, and it's he makes it like there's no such rule.
Like, yeah. I know we didn't do our spoiler thing, but like if you hated his father so much, like you have to really hate him to take it out on his son to the point that you're like, hey, you're reading a book? Yeah, I want that book. Come on, man.
No, he's just being a jerk. I mean, there's no rule against that.
Yeah.
And they know it, which I don't know if Snape always gets away with that, but he does.
Yeah. Yeah, me either, man.
Does. It's because Harry's so focused on making him complain about him being an evil villain. He doesn't hey, he's also a bad teacher, by the way.
Right, yeah.
He's he's evil. And they're like, he's actually not. No, he's like, no, he's actually evil. And they're like, no, he's actually not. You're 11. Shut up.
Right, yeah. Which we'll get to that in a second because I didn't write that in my notes, but that's something that I really want to talk about. So comes over, does that stuff. Then Hermione is helping Ron and Harry by proofreading. Like she's doing a lot of work, especially for 11 years old. She's not only doing her own homework, proofreading it, but she's now helping 2 other people. She's tutoring them and doing their homework.
Yeah,
that's insane.
She's a baller.
Man.
She is actually a baller.
I mean, I can understand why she gets the position that she does later in life. She puts in the work, man.
Right.
She loves school more than anybody I've ever known in my life.
That she does, man. I mean, she's a baller, man.
But
she's the real MVP.
Harry's getting restless. He's like, dude, I really want my book back. So he starts looking for Snape. And Josh was pointing out, finds Filch dressing his wounded leg. And he tries to, Snape mentions Fluffy, right? And Harry's like, what? Okay. The three-headed dog, how do you keep an eye on? Okay. So, Harry's trying to put two and two together. But while he's doing this, and he tries to back away and close the door, Snape's not happy. He hears him. He's like, get out. Which is an interesting situation. Actually, I think I pointed out.
Don't look any guilty, all right?
I actually think that I put that in my notes. Why doesn't he go to Madame Pomfrey? Is Madame Pomfrey not in the know-how, or is she really busy? Is that why he goes to Filch? You know what I mean? It's weird. You have a doctor, but you go to somebody who kind of has some skills.
Right? Yeah. I mean, he's not smart.
Snape?
Yeah.
Dude, he's intelligent. I'm confused as to why he goes to Filch.
No, yeah, I'm saying he's not the smartest guy. He doesn't make the best decision. I mean, would have been weird. I'm not saying he's not he's book smart. He is a smart guy, but in terms of making decisions, he makes some pretty poor decisions.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. So of course Harry's like, yeah, no, I'm gonna run away before I lose some more points for my house. Talks to Ron and Hermione and tells them hey, so I heard Snape talking about the dog, so I'm thinking that maybe he tried to steal things. And then we're getting to the part where Hermione defends Snape, which is extremely interesting. Granted, she loves professors and whatnot.
Right. But
even though Snape treats her like garbage sometimes.
Yeah, Snape's different, though.
He calls her a know-it-all later in the series.
Yeah, he just makes fun of her teeth, and it's just... He's not...
Actually,
he's not a good guy. He's just not a good guy.
Well, her exact words is, no, he wouldn't, she said. I know he's not very nice, but he wouldn't try to steal something Dumbledore was keeping safe. Why would you...
It's because she's 11. That's the thing. They're all 11, and she's like, no, teachers are good. Teachers don't do bad things.
Right, but it almost feels like it goes deep. What does she know that we don't?
No, I don't think. I think. No, I don't. I think it. I think you're thinking way into 11-year-old Hermione's mind. I think I think the answer is just she's 11 and she's naive. She's a smart girl, but she's still only 11. She just doesn't see the world for what it is yet.
Okay.
Quite there. It's my thing. She still thinks teachers are good because they're teachers. Why would you Why would you choose to be a teacher if you're a bad guy? If you're mean.
Okay. I see where you're going.
I mean, don't worry. Hermione comes around in this chapter.
Yeah. So the next morning, Harry's so nervous for the match, right? Doesn't eat. He can't bring himself to eat. Although somebody else is eating. He's pouring ketchup. Just dollops probably of ketchup next to his sauce. I think it was Dean Thomas.
Probably. He didn't think so. This is where it comes involved.
Yeah, Dean Thomas is like, oh, hey, yeah.
Harry's... Which I never understood. People are like, oh, I'm too nervous.
Oh, no. It's my bad. It's Seamus
thing. It's always one or the other. But I never understood that. People are like, oh, I'm too nervous to eat. I'm too nervous to eat. Bro, if I'm nervous, I want to eat. I'm like, man, I need some comfort food. I need to, you know what I mean? I need to take my mind off this. I love eating.
See, I would be more like Harry. I'd be like, I don't really want to eat because, especially since I'm riding brooms, what if I get sick?
Right. And it's just, I get the nerves. I do understand the nerves, but at the same time, it's bro, your nerves is that you're going to do bad. You're going to do worse if you don't eat. So just eat and then,
you're going to be super hungry.
You're going to cause yourself.
Wait, he does have breakfast. He just has it later. He has a brunch, and it's the snitch.
I think they get him to eat a piece of toast or something.
No. Doesn't eat anything. No. But Seamus is piling ketchup on his sausages.
Disgusting.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I get crap for it all the time from my wife and Josh over here. and they're like, "Why do you put so much ketchup on everything?" And it's like, because ketchup is good, but like the way that J.K. Rowling is putting this, like this man is literally just opening a Gordon food service, like really big version of ketchup, and just pouring it on his stuff, and like, yeah, this is ketchup and sausage.
Right.
Pretty gross.
Yeah,
pretty gross. Even to me, that's excessive.
Well, it's hard to say because you put ketchup on hot dogs. The hot dog is
Yeah, but like.
I guess sausage is beef. Or what is
specifically
sausage is pork, right?
Yes.
Ketchup is pork, or hot dogs are pork.
She specifically says piling ketchup on his sausage. Like
piling? Say turkey sausage? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well, let's make it a little healthier for him. Too much vinegar and tomato.
Anyways, well, sorry, Seamus. We'll stop picking at your food habits.
Oh yeah.
Sorry about that, brother.
Unless you come up again and you come up with some really nasty food. Whole school, like an hour later, right? Because this is right before the game's supposed to start. Basically, everyone from school is out on the Quidditch pitch. Like they're in the stands, which is insane.
Right, and the stands are high too.
Which makes me wonder, because I think in the movies
they're
not completely full. So I always wondered how many kids do they have?
It's hard
because that also brings up the question that we were bringing up.
I think J.K. Rowling said 1,000.
Because that could explain why there's so few teachers. Maybe the school can accommodate for 2,000-3,000 kids, but considering, Voldemort's reign of terror that just ended 10 years ago, there's not as many kids.
Right, the baby drought.
Right. So, we're looking at, less attendance. So maybe that's why that part that we were talking about the head teacher of a certain subject, maybe they had other teachers under them, but because there's so few kids that they're teaching, there's no need for them to have.
I mean, I don't know. I think they would still do it. Because think about, remember in book 5 when Trelawney gets booted, they bring in Firenze, but then when Umbridge's reign ends, they keep both on because he didn't want to have to release one. I feel like that he wouldn't just release people just because, there's no need for 2 divination teachers, but they still did it because he didn't want to get rid of one. So I don't think so. I think they just... Well, I just don't think that's necessary. I mean, if you think about book 6, they take 3 classes and they have breaks throughout the whole day.
Yeah.
They're not in classes, so you got to think, 6th and 7th years are probably not taking many classes at all.
Yeah, because they're towards the end, so it's more
right.
You're fine tuning,
right?
If anything, years 1 through probably 3 or 4, you're it's course heavy stuff.
Right.
And then
I still
5
think
through
should
7,
be more
it's more all right, in year 5, it's you're taking the PSATs or something.
The newts.
The
what?
SATs and stuff like that.
Wait, are you talking about real life?
Yeah. No, I'm saying their classes, in 5th year.
They're taking owls.
Right, which is kind of like a standardized test.
It's like the ACTs. Right. No, it's the... What is the other one?
PSAT or something like that?
No, maybe. I don't remember what Whatever you take.
Yeah, we didn't pay attention in school.
No, it changed. It used to be the ISATs or something.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I wasn't sure. But whatever that test is, just as you're
I guess that it depends on where state you're in, too, because ISATs, Illinois Standard, something.
Yeah. So, whatever your standardized test is, did you go into high school for? That's kind of what they did. And then, year 7 is, your ACTs. You're prepping for whatever, if you wanted to take, if Hogwarts had, a college level
Well, year 6 is your ACTs, your newts.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Right? Because
actually, that makes sense. That actually makes sense because, in real life, you take...
ACTs junior year.
Right, which never made sense to me, but whatever. Yeah, we don't want to get into
just
that.
The last year of schooling is pointless at that point. Because you already took your test. It's got to decide your future.
Right. So it's okay, yeah, I'm just chilling to chill here for my, 7th year, whatever.
Right. But yeah, anyways, we're going to become. Oh, I do think it's weird though how there's only I still think there should be more than one teacher per course.
Yeah, no.
Like, cause that's why I was thinking. There's first year, second year, third year. Like, we know he's in, like, for example, potions. We know he's in it every single year up to 6th year, and then he's in Newt level potions year 6. So, like, every year takes potions, and there's even Newt level potions, and every house has to take potions. So if there's, like I said before, if there's one teacher, 7 years and 4 houses, then one teacher is teaching literally 28 different classes in a day. Or in a week.
Yeah, which is insane. For the course load that they get. Because they're like, I want
and some of them,
parchment and a half.
Yeah, like you mentioned, some of them are double potions and stuff.
Or
so 8. Two classes in one.
Right, but they still have like the homework and stuff.
Right, but like, I mean, if you think about it, like, there's 5, we know that I'm pretty sure they have weekends off. I think it says for sure. Yeah, they have weekends off. So 5 days a week, 28 classes a week. So it's literally like more than 5 classes a day. It's like 6 classes. Oh, it's about 5 classes a day, roughly.
Which is insane.
5 and 6. 5 some days, 6 some days.
That's insane.
5, 6, 3 days, and 5, 2 days. So, like, dear God. Yeah, like, there's a lot of classes in a day. And, I mean, you know, we know they start, like, relatively, like, they go early. Pretty late.
Yeah, they start really early in the morning.
Yeah, but, like, still, I mean, if you think about, like,
these teachers are getting like maybe 6 hours.
Well, I guess actually, if you think about a real class, like real school, like we used to have like 9 periods in a day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's and the teacher would teach 9 different. So I mean, I guess it makes sense. It just seems like a lot.
Yeah.
You know,
because you're teaching them like.
And like, if you're a crappy teacher, like Professor Binns that nobody listens to, like that's your only chance to learn. There is no other teacher that's gonna teach you history. If he's bad, then everybody sucks at it. You know what I mean?
Then it's up to you to actually go do the work for yourself,
like Hermione.
Yeah.
So that's
which is gonna come into play later.
Of course, always.
It's gonna be actually very
Hermione
important.
Going above and beyond is the reason we even have a series.
Is gonna come very interesting. Very interesting and important. Actually, in this book, I believe, and next book.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, definitely. Because
definitely the next book.
Because the movieism is false, guys. That's why. Because Professor McGonagall does not teach them about the Chamber of Secrets like in the movie. It's all Binns.
Right, and it's actually more or less that they catch on to something that he says, and then they're questioning him. Let's get back to the book.
Well, Hermione asks him straight out.
Right.
But I think, I don't know. Anyways. So, let's go back to this book that we're in.
Yeah. So, everybody's on the stands. Harry's in, is assuming to be like a changing room kind of deal, like a locker room.
Right. The locker room, but Katie Bell's in it.
Yeah.
Makes me a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, maybe she has like her own little.
I'm sure she probably does, but like it just, I remember like when I first realized this.
That it's co-ed.
Because I read the books younger and it didn't really like click on me, but like as I was like when I was older and I read, like they were talking and Katie Bell's like, and he's like, guys, and she's like, and women or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, why is she in the guys' locker room? Like, did she like go back in there after she changed? Like, what if they were still changing when she entered? It was just a little like,
yeah, that's a little weird. Yeah, no, that's definitely a little weird. They're getting ready. Oliver Wood is giving a speech to pump up his team, but his team's already hurt. I mean, other than Harry has heard it, so they're finishing his sentences.
Yeah, Fred and Weasley literally like say it word for word.
It's like, come on, man, we've heard this 1,000 times.
Right.
So they walk out on the Quidditch pitch. Madam Hooch, like we said, is the referee. She starts the match by blowing a whistle. Everybody, gets into the air. We have Lee Jordan, which is Fred and George's friend. He's the commentator, and he's doing a pretty good job of it. He's basically giving you play-by-play. This person got hit.
He's really good, I realized.
He's better than watching the NFL, I think. Like watching NFL people talk about their sports and stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, the announcers are really good in a book because that's the only take you get on it.
Right.
That's the best way. I think that's the best way to describe a Quidditch match is to go like announcer play by play.
Also, made me wonder. Like, I'm assuming he uses the. I think it's Sonatus charm. Something to make his voice a lot louder.
Does he?
I believe so.
See, I don't remember.
It doesn't say it specifically in the book.
Well,
but
in
I know
the
that,
movie, he used a megaphone or a microphone. He's like hooked up to a PA system.
Right, but it doesn't give us any specifics. So either he's using.
But you would
that
think,
or...
I mean, that also, if you think about it, doesn't make sense because they don't use electricity. So how would they use a PA sound system?
I think they do, just not really.
No,
Actually,
they don't. They don't use
so he's probably
electricity.
using the charm then.
Probably, but like in the book, in the movie, they obviously use PA system. But there you go. There's a little discrepancy right there.
Which is interesting.
But yeah, electronics don't work at Hogwarts. Which is why you can't have cell phones and stuff. It like messes up the signal.
Mm-hmm.
So literally, the movieism doesn't make sense because you couldn't have a mic.
Right. So he's commentating, and Gryffindor is the first to score. Katie Bell gets hit in the head at some point, which I had to question. I'm like, all right, this is why I said, like, why aren't everybody wearing helmets if you got these, decently heavy balls whizzing around and you get hit in the head?
Right.
You're going to end up with a concussion, or you're probably going to have some internal bleeding. Seems weird that they're not wearing helmets, but that's just me.
Yeah.
That's just me. That seems like, you're playing football and you're like, hey, you know what? I don't need a helmet today. Okay, you do you, but I'm pretty sure you're going to end up with more injuries than...
Right. I mean, it's like when you're not wearing your shoulder pads and stuff when you're playing, when you're like
you got to be speeding around on these things, man. So, like, you're like a NASCAR, but, like, you're not... Oh, and they're making another left turn,
Yeah. And another left. And wait a minute. Nope, it's a left. Never mind.
Nothing against NASCAR.
Nothing. It's just funny. It is. It's just a big circle of driving.
But, like, it's similar to that. Like, they're traveling relatively fast. So, like, should something happen and they fall or something else, they're more apt to, like, break bones.
Right.
Hurt their head. So, you would think they'd be more prepared.
Yeah, and I couldn't.
They've been playing this game for, like, a good couple centuries. You would think they'd have it.
Right,
down.
and I couldn't find anything. I did look it up a bit, which I'll look more in depth in our Quidditch episode. But I'm curious if the Quidditch field have a levitation charm on them that, like, if you get closer to the ground, it'll, like, break your fall. Because, like, we know in the Chamber of Secrets, they got in this fun movie, so I can't remember if it's actually in the book. When they fall down, they slide down, they fall straight down, and right before they hit the ground, they, like, stop. And then they drop.
Maybe.
So it's like a levitation charm. So I wonder if that's on the Quidditch field. I couldn't find anything about it, but I'm gonna look. I didn't look that in depth into it. So if you have any idea, let us know because
we'd love to.
Yeah, I'm curious. Like, what if somebody falls from a 50-foot drop? Like,
yeah,
I mean, if Dumbledore's out there to catch them, like in Prisoner of Azkaban, then
I'm sorry.
Adios.
It's GG for you.
Yeah, and like they said, no one's died at Hogwarts, but like Harry can't be the first person to ever fall off his broom.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hagrid comes out to watch the game because he was at his hut. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. So Hagrid's from his hut. He can see this. So this is, I don't know how close his hut is, but he's got some really good eyesight.
Binoculars.
Even with that, he got some really good eyesight, man.
Yeah.
And the snitch is finally found by, I'm pretty sure I'm going to screw up this name, and it's hilarious, Adrian Poussey. It's by his ear. It's a great name. Harry and Terrence Higgs speed towards it. And as they're diving, Higgs tries to ram Harry off his broom, which, of course, everybody's like, that's a foul.
Of course.
I think in any way, yeah. In any way, shape, or form, like, that's pretty obvious. Pretty sure most of us would actually consider that a flagrant foul and you'd be kicked out, which is funny because that's what Dean Thomas talks about.
Red card.
Yeah, he's like...
Red card.
Right.
And Hagrid's like, we need to change the rules.
Yeah. Even Hagrid's like, yeah, dude.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
He needs to leave.
Get him out of here.
And just after, Dean Thomas is making this reference, Harry's broom starts to rise and buck back and forth like he's on a bull. Nobody notices at first until Hagrid seemingly points it out, and then everybody else is like, "Oh my god, what?" And Hagrid even makes it a point to say like, nothing except for dark magic really is going to be the thing that affects a broomstick to that point,
right?
Because like they're, which is really good because you always like. I remember when I first read this, made me wonder like, well, what if somebody curses their broom?
Right.
They're kind of screwed, right? So they'll probably do like a check and stuff like that to make sure that like no magic is affecting it. Hermione, of course, is searching for the cause. Sees Snape muttering, which makes me interested because we know who actually is doing it. And he must be doing some non-verbal spells.
Well, no, he's muttering.
No. For the person that's actually affecting.
Yeah, he's muttering too, but nobody notices it.
Goes over to distract
because
him.
they're not thinking Quirrell is doing anything.
Right, yeah, they're immediately like, oh my god, that's Snape. Lights his robes on fire with that blue fire, which of course it takes him a second, but like he realizes, he's like, oh,
I'm on fire.
Ow. Oh, I'm on fire.
Yeah.
You know.
And he puts it out. But by the way, also, I caught in there, like, as she's hurrying over to Snape, she accidentally bumps into Quirrell and knocks him headfirst over the stands. Like, I mean, obviously that's what stops it for real, because it was really Quirrell. But, like, you just bump into somebody and knock them over the stands headfirst, and, like, I know she's on a mission, but I just thought that was kind of, like, really dramatic that it didn't, like, get more attention than that. And she literally pushed a teacher over the stands, and, like, imagine if she did that to Snape, she'd be, like, expelled.
Also, how did Quirrell not die from sad fall again?
Right.
Because in real life, there's been some sad stories about that, where somebody has not done so great from falling from a stand. So, like, you would think something bad would have happened.
Well, I'm sure he falls into, like, just the front row, but, yeah.
Still, I mean, how far is the stand to the next? So, you know, as Harry recovers, because the person that they're suspecting to be causing the issues doesn't have his attention on it, Harry dives at the ground, catches the snitch in his mouth.
Sorry about that, guys. We had to take a small break, but we are back now. Go ahead and leave where you left off.
So Harry's diving at the snitch, dives at the ground, catches the snitch in his mouth, which is significant because we find out in Book 7 that Dumbledore uses that as the thing that opens the snitch.
Are you stealing my note right now?
Use your note.
I'm going into more. Go ahead.
I'm going into more depth, but no, just point out your.
Go ahead, keep finishing. Finish this, and I'm gonna go into it. But go ahead and say what you're gonna say. I was just messing with you.
Oh, that like Dumbledore sets up, which is really interesting, and you don't realize until obviously Book 7 that this is super significant. Kind of wish we had this kind of lacking security, right? This is one of those things that you pointed out last week, where there's charms that work better to like lock things, but that's where the help me out. What is it called?
What about? I don't know what you're getting at.
The stone.
The resurrection stone.
Yeah. The resurrection is gonna be in that snitch.
Yes.
Which is interesting. Like they just use the same snitch all the time. Because like, what if something happens? Do you have a backup snitch? So, of course, he lands on the ground, spits it up.
What do you mean?
Like, there's only one snitch, like in the box.
Yeah,
so, like,
they probably have multiple.
Right,
that's what I'm saying. Every game has a new snitch.
Okay.
This is what I don't go into why. I'm pretty sure that's how it is. But go ahead.
I think actually Harry steals one of the snitches, or is gifted one of the snitches. I think this is the one that gets gifted. He keeps on his person. Because it's like an amazing catch with the mouth. Looks like he's gonna throw up.
You know, he doesn't keep this one because Dumbledore has this one. Which he gets it when in his Book 7 when they're handing out the things from Dumbledore's ball.
Right. Okay. So he spits it out, shows everybody, yay, end of the game, right? So they head back to Hagrid's little hut over there, where they're talking about Snape. Of course, Hagrid defends him. He actually says,
he's a teacher, why would he...
Right, but he, like, super defends him. Yeah, Hagrid's, like, rubbish. Who hadn't heard a word of what had gone on next to him in the sands. Why would Snape do something like that? And then he says, I found out something about... this is Harry saying, I found out something about him. He tried to get past the three-headed dog on Halloween. It bit him. We think he was trying to steal whatever it's guarding. And this is where Hagrid kind of, being Hagrid, lets it slip. Like, Hagrid is like...
Hagrid.
I feel like without Hagrid, they would have a difficult time finding some of the stuff out. Because Hagrid just, like, lets it slip sometimes. He's like, oh, right, yeah. Oh, I wasn't supposed to tell you that. Oh, come on, Hagrid.
Right. Yeah, no, he's notorious for that. And it kind of comes later in the books, too. Like, them, like, kind of, like, calling Hagrid out on some of it. Or, like, saying certain things. I can't think off the top of my head, but they kind of, like, teachers are like, make sure not to let anything slip. And they're, like, emphasizing it towards Hagrid, you know? So.
Yeah, which, I mean, I feel bad in that.
But he's, I mean,
regard,
he
but,
does,
like,
though.
Yeah, he has issues
man.
letting stuff slip.
He's not a good secret keeper.
Maybe you have to do the unbreakable vow with him. Like, you will not talk about any
he would
stuff.
die.
That would suck. Or maybe that blood pact.
Okay. I don't know how that would work, though. Because we don't know enough about it yet.
But yeah, of course, you know, Hagrid's defending, and they're like, no, he was guarding the dog. He was trying to get past the guarding dog. And Hagrid's like, wait, Fluffy? Which obviously shows that he knows it.
Right.
And he's like, wait, I shouldn't have told you that. And he's like, don't ask me anything, don't ask me anything else. Because he almost lets it slip that's the Philosopher's Stone. That Fluffy's guarding.
Uh-huh.
And then we get the part about Nicholas Flamel. Because Hagrid's like, this only concerns Dumbledore and Nicholas Flamel. And
they know the name is familiar, but they can't figure out why.
Right. And that's kind of where we leave off with Chapter 11, Quidditch.
I do have two notes that I didn't really bring up at the time just because I figured it would make more sense to go over them at the end. A couple things, actually, I guess. So first of all, when they enter the Quidditch field, Ron, Hermione, and Dean make a sign that says Potter for President, which I thought was funny because in the magical world, none of them, like, do anything, no crap about muggles. Or, use muggle terms at all.
Actually, I'm going to mispronounce it. The American Magical Society, they have the president.
Okay.
So maybe that's what they're...
But even in Britain, though, even the British Prime Minister is... If there's no president, the Prime Minister.
Right. It's
or the Queen of England.
Ooh, God.
There is no president.
I wonder how much the Queen of England knows. Because it never really goes into depth.
I don't think so. I think only the Prime Minister knows. I think it literally says that. That you're the only one that knows. But...
What if the Queen isn't a witch herself?
Anyways.
Nothing against you, Miss Queen of England.
Yes. But, sorry, what was I? Oh, yeah. So there is no president. In England, there's no president in the magical world. And we know, they don't associate anything outside of the magical world. They just don't.
It's a magical world. American... Well, granted, this was before Crimes of Grindelwald, but,
No, but in their world.
All right.
Okay? I mean, I'm just saying, they don't... they don't even know...
You're talking about, in England specifically?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's just, they don't... Everything is the Minister for Magic, the Prime Minister. Even, yes, in America, they say president and stuff, but, they don't even... I feel like they wouldn't even know that. They're not taught that. They don't get taught about things like that, usually.
Unless it's in Professor Vince's class, which as we discussed, they don't pay other than
right. Hermione. And Hermione was part of it, but like Dean and Ron, it's probably Dean and Ron doing the majority of it. I would assume, just because, oh, maybe Hermione, but I feel like she's too busy.
Hermione, like, added
she
the
would
charm.
probably know, but Ron is like very like, ugh, no, that's a Muggle thing. We don't do that here. So it's just weird that they basically like push away everything Muggle related, but then they write Potter for president. Now, I mean, it rhymes, so I guess maybe they're like, what can we do? What can we do? And looked it up, or figured it out, but it's just funny because you never, like, you always see signs of, like,
see, that's what makes me think
very
it's more
specific to Hogwarts and England and magic. And
see, that's what makes me think that it's because Dean Thomas is obviously, Muggle-born.
No.
Right? Or is
No.
it Finnegan?
Finnegan has a dad's Muggle, mom's a witch. Bit of a nasty shock for him when he found out. I'm pretty sure Dean Thomas is...
okay, so at least Hermione is
no, you're right. Dean Thomas is Muggle-born because the red card.
Right.
Soccer.
So, like, him and Hermione grew up with Muggles, so, like
maybe.
us, like, we hear stuff about England. So.
Even still, it's still just kind of weird to see it. I mean, first of all, it's a weird sign to put up Potter for president.
Right.
Not like go Harry, but it's just weird because you don't see stuff like that in the magical world or in...
I mean, they do, right? Like,
in England.
Ron.
Like, they even use terms from... Like, they don't use American terms. I'm just weird.
Yeah, they do. I mean, they do say, like, Weasley for our king later on.
Weasley is our king,
yeah.
That makes sense, though, because there's a Queen of England king.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Anyway, so fine. I'll let it go. Maybe they're just because they're Muggle-born or because they're American wizards do use president. Moving on to Hermione's Blue Flames, I do have a article here. It's a really short article. There's not much to it. It's not going to pop up, though. There we go. It says... it's called the Bluebell Flames. The incantation is unknown since Hermione merely waved her wand and muttered something.
Wait, so we're saying nonverbal magic?
Well, no, she muttered something. We just don't. That's all it tells us, though. It didn't say what the incantation was.
Oh.
Hermione casts a bluebell flame that can be carried around in a jam jar, sent out a short distance, and retrieved. She's on Snape's road, obviously. It's Devil's Snare. She'll use it. It's portable, waterproof fire, and it's a specialty of Hermione's.
Ooh.
So, bluebell flames are similar in nature to Professor Lupin's handheld flames in the train car when Dementors stopped the Hogwarts Express. However, his fire was not blue like bluebell flames, and we can't be sure what his spell was used. So there's not much. So bluebell, the etymology is a flower with blue blossoms. The bluebell. What?
They even mentioned what we were talking about. The fire in the Goblet of Fire may be this or something similar.
It is described as blue and sits in one goblet without burning it. So that could also probably be used to warm up them too if it doesn't actually burn. Because Snape's thing wasn't burned; it was just set on fire.
Right.
It doesn't actually burn it.
When they try to step over the line. At least in the movie, the flame expands out, but they don't get burned.
Yes.
So that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So it doesn't burn you; it's just fire. It's not burning.
But
so
it would make
sense.
Confirmed or denied by
J.K.
Rowling. But I mean, it's a pretty good assumption. Like same color, doesn't burn anything.
Right. So it could be used to warm up the. We don't know if it creates warmth, but we can assume it's fire.
Well, I mean. Why else would she be using it? Because I mean, it doesn't.
Well, it could be the effect. It looks like flames, so people think it's. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So anyways, last note I have here to wrap up this chapter. Trevor kind of touched on it a little bit, but the snitch. So the snitch that is used, or it's the snitch that Harry catches in his mouth, his first ever Quidditch game. Is used in the 7th book to hold the Resurrection Stone. Dumbledore gives it to him to have the Resurrection Stone. Probably, I don't remember if it says it, but the theory, is that he gives it to him so that he knows he's gonna have to, basically sacrifice himself, and it'll help him, do it.
I actually have a question about that. So if it has flesh memory, right, and it only opens, so to speak, with.
Well, I didn't get into that yet, though.
Oh.
So,
sorry.
The snitch has flesh memory, meaning it'll open or display a message that will react to the touch of whoever touched it first. It was implemented on snitches so that if two people caught the snitch at once, it could tell who touched it first, so that any discrepancies can be filtered out. Basically, like slow action replay, huh?
Where'd you find that out?
On Pottermore.
Oh, okay.
But
I mean, I knew the flash memory part, but I didn't know that that's why they.
Yeah, that's what it was originally used for, so that they can tell who touched it first. But we know Dumbledore used it in his own advantage to give the message to Harry that I open at the close, from book 7. So my thought
that's actually where my question came in, was like, if it's flash memory, how does Dumbledore get it open to put the Resurrection Stone in?
That is a good... Well, because it doesn't open to flesh. It displays a message upon flesh.
Right, but he still had to get the Resurrection Stone in it.
Yeah, because he probably opened it and then put a locking... he probably did some spell that will only open when
shouldn't it have opened when Harry caught it in his mouth then? That's what I'm saying.
Maybe it...
Because at some point it had to be open for Dumbledore to put it in. Otherwise it doesn't work. I mean...
So does he... I can't remember if he puts it to his mouth. No, he doesn't put it... Why would he put it to his mouth?
Right?
No, he does put it to his mouth in book 7 and it doesn't open. That's how they get the message. So right, I can't remember in the book when it opens. Because in the movie, he touches it to his mouth and then it opens and displays the Resurrection Stone. But it does... In the book,
they say put it in his mouth because that's how it remembers him, is inside of his mouth. Because that's how he caught it.
Does he put it in his mouth? I can't remember. Are you a hunter?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. But
I am almost certain.
So he puts it... I don't know. I actually don't know that one then. Well, how Dumbledore gets it in. I have no idea.
I can look it up.
Well, let's... Yeah, we will. We'll put it on Twitter because I don't want to waste any extra time trying to get towards that. We're past that hour mark, so we'll put it on Twitter if we figure out. Or if you guys have any ideas about it, send it to us. Let us know what you guys... if you guys know the answer to that.
Or how Twitter, Dumbledore if you're not
aware. We'll plug it at the end. Sorry, I want to get the rest of my... I didn't even get into my theory here.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I just want to get into it. So basically, my thought is if it's flesh memory and Harry caught it, which actually kind of goes with everything that has to do with the Quidditch and everything, is it's flesh memory, meaning the person's flesh will record it or perform an action or whatever. It knows who touched it first. What if you're wearing gloves? Because we know the Gryffindor Quidditch team includes gloves. So you're not touching it with flesh if you catch it in your gloves.
Maybe that's like kind of like the uses of dragon blood kind of thing. That like they only recently found out that it has flesh memory.
No, that was the whole point. The flesh memory was implemented in 1400 or whatever when Quidditch started, so that they can tell who caught it first. Or I don't know if it was implemented, but it's been around for...
Maybe whatever. The Seekers don't wear gloves?
They do. I saw... I mean, according to Pottermore, or maybe where I saw where the outfits are, there's gloves included.
What if the gloves are kind of like those ones, the fingertip ones?
No, they're full. They're full.
It's an interesting dilemma.
They're full. So
we just keep finding issues.
Yeah. I mean,
not issues, but like interesting questions about how the snitch works. Like, because if it's flesh memory, then how does Dumbledore get that in? But then also, again, if it's flesh memory, if people wear gloves.
There are fingertips out.
Okay.
And some of them. I think Harry's is full though.
No, those look cut.
No, I don't think. I don't know. We'll look it up, like I said, but maybe they are cut. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, I think just your fingertips show. Yeah. That way, like as soon as your fingertips touch it.
Well, like what if you don't touch it with your fingertips? I don't know. Anyways,
you'd have to. As soon as you close your hand.
It's small though. It'll fit in your palm.
Right, but like, you see, like how I'm doing like this.
Okay, I guess.
That's the only. So she accounted for that one, but she hasn't accounted for Dumbledore.
No, so it's kind of for one, possibly. I still think it's a little sketchy, but anyway, so that's that. That's the chapter. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave a rating or review on iTunes or wherever you listen. However you can rate or review or whatever that platform allows. Also, I did receive one response that I want to go over from last week's question of the week. The question was regarding the power that the Dark Lord knows not in the prophecy, and we were discussing whether it's love, the fact that Harry and Horcrux are both. Sorry, guys.
He's filling with stuff over here.
And we got one response from Heather, which she wrote, "I definitely think the power he knows not refers to the love protecting Harry from his mother's sacrifice." So.
And I did ask actually a question on a stream. Should I name them or no?
I mean, did you even get a response though? You said you didn't read any responses.
I kind of did. Well, let's just say this. I put the question out there. Some people responded, and they kind of agreed with Heather. That a lot of people were saying...
I still think collaboratively it is overall that, but I still think it works for both.
Yeah, it's just an interesting thought. Like, it's not something you... like. It's one of those things like you realize after you read it, next time through, you're like, oh, huh. Never thought of it that way. It's kind of cool. You can interpret a story so many different ways.
Oh yeah, and everyone has a different opinion about it.
And it all depends on when you read it in life,
Right. So this week's question of the week that I've thought of, it's going a little bit different. We're going from a super deep meaning to just a kind of a general question overall. So it's with the Quidditch theme. So the question of the week: which position would you prefer to play in a Quidditch team? I think I like to play Seeker. You're out of the action for the most part. You get to kind of watch it around, and then you're like the game's in your hands. You can win or lose based on goals, but overall, it's really going to come down to whoever catches the snitch most of all
in one of the games.
Yeah, catch it. Oh yeah, in freaking book 4, it's how the Quidditch World Cup ends. Crumb catches the snitch, but Ireland wins because they're so far ahead, and Crumb's nose is broken. He knows the team is going to catch up, so he catches the snitch to end it.
To save himself some embarrassment.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. We know it can, but most of the time it's decided by who catches the snitch. So I think I'd choose to be a Seeker because I kind of like the game in my hands. And I guess
I would like to be one of either the chasers or the beaters, because then I'm in the action. I can keep track of who's who, where's what.
Right.
And I'm not searching for something super small. Yes, I'm a target, but so I guess I'd rather be a beater.
Okay.
Because I could be on the outskirts.
I'm just smacking things at people.
Taking out my aggression about I didn't pass my newt.
Yeah. You got another problem then. Alright guys, so that's the chapter. That is the question of the week. We'll put that on our website, www.hedwigsarmy.com, and make sure to answer that either on there by emailing us at hedwigsarmypodcast@yahoo.com, on Twitter, @Hedwigs_Army, all that good things. And also make sure to tune in, like I said at the beginning of the episode, to the live streams every Sunday, hopefully, probably every Sunday after we record, which right now it's 11:10. We'll probably be starting a little bit later, probably around 1, but ideally we'd like to go around noon. But we have a lot of things to set up beforehand that we won't have to do every week. Which we'll talk about it either in our live stream and then on our next week's episode as well. So if you don't already know about it, go check out our Twitter or live stream. You can rewatch the recording and you'll find out about it on one of those, what we're doing today, what we're going to be setting up here. And then, like I said, check those out and let us know what you guys think, what you guys want to see. what you guys think about the question of the week. Anything at all. Just contact us. Let us know that you enjoy us or let us know if you hate us. Just let us know what you guys are thinking. As always. So now.
Next week, we will be going over Chapter 12, The Mirror of Erised.
The Mirror of Desire. I mean, Erised. Yeah, so get ready for that. Make sure you read that chapter so that you can keep up with us. And
until next time.
Until next time, guys.
Mischief managed.
We hope you enjoyed this episode. If you want to help out the podcast, please head over to iTunes and leave a rating and review. Also, please subscribe to the Hedwigs Army YouTube channel and follow us on Twitter at Hedwigs_Army. If you would like to contact us, you can email us at hedwigsarmypodcast@yahoo.com or visit www.hedwigsarmy.com and head over to the contact tab. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Hedwigs Army.
Every great wizard in history has started out as nothing more than what we are now, students. If they can do it, why not us?